welcome here Honorable Faiz Jacobs, who is going to be speaking to us on small business development and how to access government funding opportunities. Let's give him a round of applause.
Program Director, Sisters, our host, family in Kandla, thank you very much for having us today. Guests, it's really nice to be here. And thanks, Comrade Nomi, Honorable Member, for inviting me. I was moved this morning by our entrepreneurs and your journey and your story. And it's a story of tenacity. It's a story of perseverance. It's a story of struggle. And I want to encourage all of us. The reason why we talk about entrepreneurship is because we want all of us to be like that. We want us to grow and be effective businesses. My name is Faiz Jacobs. I was the former provincial secretary of the ANC. My organization deployed me to the parliament. I'm a whip for small business. We in Parliament, we've identified about 2 billion rand in this financial year for small business development. Now, it sounds a lot of money, but it's not. And I will take you through the programs, but before we take you through the programs, what is it that we want to do as government with small business and entrepreneur development? We come from a very difficult past. We just came out of COVID now. We lost livelihoods. And we lost our beloved loved ones. Now we want to recover the economy. And thanks, Comrade Nyanga, also for the compliance. I wanted to cover those issues, but you did an amazing job around that. Let me come back. We want our economy to recover. We want to move away from the welfare state that we are. We as South Africans, we generate 2 trillion rand a year from SARS. So please pay your tax. Let's all of us pay our tax. Because that tax helps all of us. You know, we're the only African and even in the world country that has many of its South Africans on the ground system. We have about 20 million South Africans getting some form of social grant or somewhere. 5 million of us are paying tax. A lot of our people are unemployed, poverty, underdevelopment, and the legacy of apartheid, corruption, all of those things are still with us. So when we say we want you to be entrepreneurs, we want you to be creators of jobs, it's part of our strategy to build our South Africa. Because if more of us are part of the shared inclusive growth, then all of us can grow this prosperity that we want. And so Nomi speaks about the consciousness of our mind. Onze mense moet wakker raak. Wuka, we must be awake. And that's what I love about the church. It's not only about praying. It's about action. It's about faith and belief in ourselves and our collective. That's what we want. That's what we have. This is a very holy weekend for all of us. For the Jewish faith, it's a Passover. For the Muslims, it's Ramadan, it's fast. And also for the Christian, it's the resurrection of our beloved Jesus. So we are a people of faith. And so this is important that we must continue using faith and action to move away from the welfare mentality, from the consumer mentality, to become those that are producing. Our brother was speaking about we are always wanting to buy and consume. When are we thinking about how are we going to produce? How are we going to serve? How are we going to give? And so the services that government is providing, this is not SASSA. I wanted to make the difference because being a business person, being an entrepreneur is not the same. You don't get the same services that you get in SASSA. So when you apply for government support, you can't expect Kanala jobs, Mahala jobs. You must be compliant. You must be able to pay it forward. Now, we also want to move away from this culture of entitlement. I deserve, I demand, I want, and therefore my government must give. Government is wanting to work as a partnership with our people. We're saying, yes, we want decent work. We've got a minimum wage. We fought for that minimum wage. Now that our domestic and our farm workers, 6 million of South Africans, can have a decent minimum wage, it's not enough. Getting 25 rand an hour is not enough. But at least it sets the minimum wage. Because before that, there was unscrupulous entrepreneurs that paid people slave wages. You still get farm owners that still pay our people slave wages. We've got decent wage. We've got the EPWP program. You know, EPWP, the president just announced more than 1 million jobs for young people. So if you're not an entrepreneur, you can be part of the EPWP program. The YES program. The YES program talks about giving you a work opportunity. So Iskandi can apply for the YES program. You get a 5,000 rand from government to employ a young person in your business. And that person can work them up. 5,000 is not a lot. But if you're a business person, you get that employment grant from government. You can take 50 people on, 100 people on. And in that way, that young person get an opportunity, entrepreneur experience. And in that way, they grow the pipeline of employment. Isn't it that they always say you have no experience when you are a graduate? So that's what we want to do. I'm trying to say, let's connect all the dots. I'm coming to the topic at hand, but let's connect all the dots. This government is a caring government. This government is one that is wanting to see all of those things, the pipeline, from decent work, from minimum wage, from EPWP, from creating these opportunities. So let's talk about small business development. You know, I was new in this portfolio. I was first a local government expert, but I grew in this portfolio. This portfolio of small business, we want all of our people to think for themselves. Now, being a business person is not for everybody. Some of us are just born salary people. And I think we must be happy. We must be happy with that. But if you believe in yourself and your product and your service and your brand, then you must go for it. You must go for it, because if you believe in yourself, then others will see that infectiousness, that be opportunities. So the first step is having, what does it take to be an entrepreneur? You must wake up every morning, you must be self-organized, and you must go get. You know, government can provide all these services, but it's up to you to take your opportunities, because not all of us are going to get the contract to provide vitamins to government, for example. It's about looking at taking those opportunities. Let me come to the topic at hand. 7-3. Okay, so of the 2 billion rand that is available for government, most of these are in the form of a soft loan or some form of grant. In the past, we used to give free money out. We used to give free money out to cooperatives. So what quickly happened, the 4 of us start a cooperative, we get the 2 million rand, then we each buy ourselves a Mercedes-Benz, and then we move on. So that's what happened in the past. So government is saying, no, we want us to pay it forward, this money. We want to see that this is a going business concern. You must be able to be registered. So all of those minimum compliance is there. You must be a South African. This money is for South Africans. It's for all South Africans. Preference is given for historically disadvantaged South Africans. African, women, and youth, and disabled. This money is for those that are wanting to start up a business that needs the money to access maybe stock and resources and business premises and all of those things. But this money is payable back. So I'm going to ask, there is a CIFA person, there's a young man, Fabio, just stand there, please. Nice. He is, I'm fasting. Oh, no. he's from CIFA. So all the youth, all the women, after the talk, go to him, because he is here. He will help you with applications. Because he's standing on the other side. I'm also encouraged that this church will make its house open for us to to take the applications. Yeah, I see young people here. You good on laptop, you good on TikTok, so you might as well help us that we can't fill in those forms, can fill in those forms. We will give you something, but fill in those forms. Okay, so the first part is that the money is cheaper than the banks. So the money is 5%. Okay, what is the current lending rate? Anyone? The rates went up now. If you are a bond owner, if you are a home owner, it's 11.5% now. That's what you're paying. So government is giving this money for 5%. You won't get any cheaper money. You go to Amazoni's, the loan sharks, what they're charging you? 25%, 50%, 50%. Why is it that we want you to pay the money back over a period? Because then your money, once you get a 6-month holiday break also, once you become sustainable, once you get income, then you can pay the money back. So the money, we're not like loan sharks that want to break your legs as government if you don't pay the money. What we want to do is we want you to pay it forward so that someone else can also access this money. For disabled people, there's a grant you can get from 50,000 to 2 million rand if you are a disabled group or cooperative and your interest rate is 2%. So what I'm doing, I'm going to leave the presentation and all of those because I'm just speaking from the cuff. There is all of these opportunities for young people. There's a youth challenge fund. We're encouraging young people to be, if you're a graduate and you're not getting a job, why don't you use your skill and you start your own accounting firm, or you start your own tech company, or you start your own thing. You do it yourself. You know, we're trying to get technologies to come to our townships. You know, we see the Amazon building there in the observatory, and there on that where the river is. But they would want to have a lot of subcontracting. So there will be home businesses for data. They call it the gig economy, the data economy. We must get ourselves ready. Our townships must be having Wi-Fi and must be having spaces where people can work from, because there will be a lot of subcontracting into work in what they call it the e-world, the multiverse. There's also those opportunities. So what we can do, we can literally scope from whether it's agriculture to digital economy to health to all of these industries to energy. We need to assemble solar plants here in South Africa. There is a business for this. Gas is already LPG gas. We want gas to come into all of our homes because gas is cheap. Gas is better than coal in the environment. So what I'm saying to all of us here, we can literally be with the thinking that we have. And councillor, what we're asking is, we focus too much on providing just services to our people. Let's provide economic opportunities to our people. Let's assemble our people. Why can't you have an investment summit for Nyanga? You get all of those companies there in Cape Town and say, hey, I can guarantee safety. I will ensure that we make it great for you to do, because the president does that. On Thursday he's going to do the 3rd national investment conference in Sandton. The president, at any given go, he brings billions of monies in from big companies. Now, in global worlds, things are going to be difficult. I just want to talk about this also. You know, we need to secure ourselves. We need to look at food security, energy security for ourselves. The white people, the Europeans, are fighting a war. That war is affecting us. Our fuel, our fish oil, our cooking oil is going up. What do we need to do? We need to become secure ourselves. You know, their fight is not our fight. So we can't choose America or choose the Russians. Our choice is South Africans and Africa, and we must secure our sovereignty. So that means we need to protect ourselves and ensure that we look at our own economic interests. But that war will affect us. I've no doubt about that. you see how the dollar denomination is moving away. People are no longer paying in dollar. People are moving away from the American hegemony and the control and the bullying in the world. What is happening now? People are saying, look, we are focusing on ourselves. We can't just be under the watchdog of the Americans anymore. We respect them. But you'll see now the Chinese, the Russians are starting a new denomination. And we are part of BRICS. We as South Africa, we are very fortunate. We must count our blessings because there's a platform called She Trades. You know? So our women, if you are connected online, you can sell your products literally everywhere in Africa. Our government is making, you can sell your nuts or anything in the whole of Africa because there's a platform called She Trades. It's like Alibaba or Amazon or all of those things. So what I'm saying to you, I want to focus just lastly, I've been speaking a lot, but just one thing I want to focus on is the township economy. Sorry, the TREP program. So I spoke about the Amavundlela funding, which is the disabled funding, which is the, you can get 2% interest for any, and you can get support around it. Who can apply? It's South Africans, you must be registered, you must be a majority stakeholder, owner manage, that point that we made. You can't just be a part-time business person, you must be valid tax clearance and compliance. We give loans for startup, so if you're just an emerging business, we give for expansion if you want to expand your business. Asset finance if you want to build a building and you set up a bigger manufacturing, there's money for that. And our target audience is women, youth, women and rural and township businesses. So what we're saying in the township and rural entrepreneur program, if you a welder, if you a beautician, artisan, carpenter, electrician, bakery, confection, cheese and yama, taste bedrijf, all the industries that require yourself, you do yourself, fruit and veg, general dealer, spaza, restaurant, car washes, hair products, hair salons, personal care, nails, all of those products. There's a special program for, because what we want to do is we want to create a vibrant township where the money stays in our townships. You know, this thing about circular economy. If I buy my bakery, I buy my bread by one person, then she can afford that money to buy a belt, he can afford to buy something else. So the money stays in that 1 rand, goes to 10 different shops in Nyanga. Then that money stays in Nyanga. But what happens now? The first time we get money, we take it to Checkers or Pick and Pay, and that money goes out. You know, the big businesses, we called all of them in, Pick and Pay, ShopRite, and we said to them, you're coming into our townships, but you're not putting back. You're putting Boxer, you're putting all of these things, but you're taking all the money out. Where is the economic ownership? That's why this thing about Pick and Pay brands, where's the supply chain money? Why can't we have the acha of our aunties in that shops? Why can't we have a supply chain process? So we're pushing them. They are saying, yes, they want to comply with us. They want localization, but is our people ready? So then we must be ready. You must be ready to meet those stringent compliance to get into those supply chain processes. So with the township and rural entrepreneur program, there's little money. So you start up with maybe, so if you want to be a general dealer or spaza shop, we're saying, look, we don't want our shops to be foreign owned, foreign national owned. We want you to have the general dealer or spaza shop at the corner. Government is providing you with 20,000 rand every month for stock. So you can get, you'll not get the money into your account. You get an account by a cash and carry. And then the government gives that you a 60-day credit, revolving credit, so that you can pay that money back. So in that way, you don't even need money. You just need to start, you need to be registered to start the spaza shops, and we say, okay, let's open our spaza shops. Let's identify all the areas, and we say South African-owned spaza shops. You see, this thing about complaining just about foreign nationals and not wanting to do something is also a problem. We're saying we want South Africans to own our own businesses. There's a concrete example. If you have a nail beauty salon, you can have a mobile nail beauty salon, and you go to houses and you sell the product, or you come to my house and they do the nails. We will set you up with a kit. We will set you up with all the equipment required. If you are a welder, so all of those things are there. You just need, what we want you to do is just to be registered. South African registered business. That point is, you're not going to start businesses. No one's going to take you seriously if you're not registered. So I can speak on and on, but I think, let me end here. And I want to acknowledge and thank the organizers. This is an amazing initiative. We need more of this. We need young people to claim your space. Stop complaining. Stop saying this and that. There's this government that cares for you, that delivers for you, but we want you to meet us halfway. So the next level, I want Fabio to come to Parliament and say, from Nyanga, he's received at least 20 or 30 applications. And then I will chase him up and say, hey, did you get those applications? So that's my job. You can't win the lottery if you don't play. So please submit, comrades. Thank you very much.